Kowloon Tsai was once a village situated near present-day Durham and Lancashire roads. The entire area between Tai Hang Tung and Kowloon City used to be called Kowloon Tsai, but after the development of Tai Hang Tung, Nam Shan, Yau Yat Chun, and Kowloon Tong, present-day Kowloon Tsai is limited to the area around Kowloon Tsai Park. Kowloon Tsai Park is situated on Checkerboard Hill, and as you have probably already seen by the title, there is something strange going on over here. The Kowloon Tsai Park is located next to Checkerboard Hill, standing 98 meters above sea level. The name comes from the large checkerboard painted onto its side. But why would someone paint a giant checkerboard onto the side of a hill? In the 1950s, when Kai Tak Airport was still in operation, the hill was located on runway 13's flight path. Landing at Kai Tak was notoriously difficult because of the natural obstructions near the airport. The Victoria Harbour encompasses the southern, eastern, and western sides of the runway. Mountains surpassing 600 meters block the north and northeastern sides of the airport, and a dense Kowloon city is built up very close to the north side of the runway. This made the approach onto runway 13 incredibly difficult. Planes would have to fly over Chung Chau, then make a turn towards Kowloon over Cheplak Kok, where the runway 13's IGS localizer would be able to pick up the aircraft. The IGS worked like a modified ILS and guided the plane up till Checkerboard Hill. Once the pilot sighted the checkerboard on the hill, they would have to make a sharp right turn and a visual approach on the final descent onto the runway. The IGS would only be able to guide the aircraft till the hill because it would not be able to maneuver the sharp turn required to land on runway 13. The hill was painted with an aviation orange and white checkerboard, which was used as a visual reference point for the final approach. Once the aircraft made the sharp 47-degree turn, it would be at a very low altitude and would fly just above Kowloon City's buildings. This maneuver became known as the Hong Kong turn, the checkerboard turn, and the Kai Tak heart attack. The plane was so low in its final approach that passengers reported being able to see the television screens of residents in Kowloon City's apartments. Even though this approach was harder than the approach of runway 31, it was used the most frequently because of the prevailing wind conditions. The checkerboard has faded over time and is now a dull yellow and white, but it is still visible from Kowloon Tsai Park. Trees have been planted over it and the surrounding hill painted grey to avoid misleading pilots. Kai Tak has now been replanned to make way for housing and commercial development to relieve the city's housing stress. However, not all of the runway and taxiway have been completely removed, and some guidance strips are still visible on the former runway. A park has now been built at the end of the runway as a reminder of the airport's past. It includes a runway 13 symbol, some runway markings, and a Jetstream 41 aircraft from the government flying service.